The kids? So let's welcome, and then we'll show the kids. Hey, welcome to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Ferreira. You know the drone. You know the drone.
I'm Candace Bailey. We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
And apparently, Candace is lifted and separated today.
I had a quick change.
Why? What was wrong with that guy?
Well, this one just lifts my boobs a little more. You know, it's because it has straps here. So this one doesn't, and since I'm wearing this jacket, it covers the strap, so I figured I didn't have to wear strapless. And
I'm sorry, I lost you at this one. What did
it
you say?
makes them bigger! But do you know what I learned? Do you know what I learned in the dressing room today?
What did you learn?
As I was trying to, hold on.
Is that why you wear such a teeny tiny jacket, too? So it makes it...
Hey, I learned how to move my boobs.
Oh.
This one works more.
Listen, we had an entire show planned today, but I think 41 and a half minutes of that would be pretty much all right.
That's why I had to change bras so that I could show off my boobs.
I wonder if someone had to close caption the sound of your boobs trying to move. I wonder how... Can we get somebody to watch that back? No, we can't. Okay. Here's what we do have on the show today. Hannah Simone is here live.
Yeah.
She's the hot model best friend on New Girl. I had you on Hot Model, though, so yeah. And she is.
Hot.
And The Loop examines the harsh copyright bill that's making its way through Congress. If it passes, the government, get this, they can pull the plug on pretty much any website they want to. If it hosts copyrighted content, oh, it's going to be a fun one, kids.
Boo! And the patron saint of DVDuesday is here. Chris Gore reviews Super 8, Conan the Barbarian, and the Devil's Double. Plus, we'll reveal the Winstock, the green tech that makes you feel like you were at Burning Man.
Oh, nice.
It's time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We're going around the net. It looked like you were trying to pop and lock. It didn't look like you were... Yeah, I'm not...
Whatever, it's happening, okay? Just shut up. I see them.
That's
so
what I said about
that's all that
puberty for
matters.
14 years. Whatever.
I
Swear
said
it's
it for
happening.
17.
Look, there's a lot of learning going on at our nation's military academies. There really is.
Cadets are trained in combat strategies, command structures, and the fastest way to descend a staircase.
Stokes will be the ultimate thug if he does.
What was he trying to get out of that?
That, I mean, essentially, right? He got his 15 seconds.
Was he trying to fall on his face?
Someday that guy is going to have access to riot gear and mace, and he will have permission to pepper spray you. That's what's most amazing about it. And since this is a Pentagon-sponsored military academy, that bike costs $17,000.
Well, Kevin, you can't put a price on learning.
Tell that to my student loan officers.
Okay.
Okay.
Here in America, we boast a divorce rate of nearly 50% for new marriages, the highest in the world by quite a bit.
Yeah! USA! USA! USA!
But
yes!
on the
Number one
bright
at something.
side, at least it keeps Seattle area divorce attorney J. Michael Gallagher in business. His low-budget dramatization is today's number 4 item.
Whatever.
Last year, my husband served me with divorce papers on Christmas Eve. It ruined my Christmas. So after Christmas, I decided to hire Michael Gallagher as my attorney. And I ruined my husband's New Year.
I'm Mike Gallagher. Give me a call if you need help.
You see, that woman totally had stink face.
She
She
what?
tooted and she smelled it.
What?
Did you see that woman's face? She was like...
Oh, you mean the woman in the commercial?
Yes.
You think
That was the face of a woman who tooted and
You
smelled
think
it.
she carpet bombed her own testimonial?
Yes. Yes.
All right. She probably did. Yeah. That couple, to be fair, they were going to go out in a double homicide soon anyway, so... Which is cheaper than hiring an attorney. Let's race to the landline phone, kids.
Whatever. Who says that?
What,
Whatever.
Who said that? Did someone say that?
She
in the
said
video?
it at the beginning. Oh, yeah.
I was not paying attention at all.
You don't
to
know
that
what's
video.
going on with stink face. You don't know what that
You're right. I'm
Kevin,
sorry. I'm going to
pay
focus up. I'm going to be
attention.
present.
Thank
Here we
you.
go.
Be present.
I want to talk about rally car races.
Yes.
Okay? I'm going to be very present. Rally car races are YouTube's most abundant source of mayhem.
Today's number 3 is a Dukes of Hazzard Russian edition.
And just like in our Dukes of Hazzard, Russia has an alcohol-based economy. So...
That is not true, Kevin.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I meant just like in the South. Russia has an alcohol-based economy.
And at number 2...
Is that your scolding noise?
Proof that
Were you
squirrels...
put in time out as a kid?
Yes.
Did they make that noise? Oh,
I made the noise.
At your parents? Wow.
Yeah. That's a weird kid. And at number 2, proof that squirrels are pretty badass.
Squirrels are awesome. They can
Yeah.
climb up trees, they can sprint across telephone wires, they live off human trash. And they use lightsabers.
Jedi Squirrels. Jedi Squirrels. Jedi Squirrels.
What a cute squirrel.
Agreed.
Love it.
And you don't even have to like squirrels to know that that was better written than episode 1, right? We're all on the same page here, I think.
Yeah, you know, my toaster strudel ingredient list has a more satisfying plot than the prequels. I'm just saying.
I spent an afternoon one Saturday at the park doing a not-so-scientific test as to which nuts squirrels would like the most. But
What is it?
this is truly how I spent a Saturday, not a joke. And
whole
we threw,
day?
yeah, well, a good portion of it, yeah, a good 4 hours.
Nice. Did you get a lot of squirrels to come up?
We did. We incited miniature squirrel riots. We were throwing cashews and it's not like it was a squirrel battleground. We weren't like squirrel thunderdoming.
Okay.
But we did. We would throw out like mixed nuts, cashews, corn nuts. Tried some of that.
What was the
Even
favorite?
tried chewing gum.
That's not a real nut, is it?
Squirrels didn't mind. They ate that crap like it was natural, and
What was the
I
favorite?
discovered cashews are what squirrels like the most. I also discovered a love for medical grade sativa that day.
That's why you were there for 4 hours.
Nobody wakes up and stays sober and decides, I'm going to go feed squirrels. That's something you do when you can't feel your own face. You go, what's a good idea? Let's go to a 7-Eleven and feed some squirrels. Hey, still ahead. Attack of the Show gets all high class and crap.
Today's equine number 1 is coming up next.
True story. I have video. Oh my God, number 1! So in number 1 today we have a clip from the fancy pants equestrian event known as Dressage.
Yay, horsies! That means there are horsies, right?
Yes. Yes, it does mean there's one horse and super funky musical accompaniment courtesy of Little Kim's Lighters Up. There's also magic.
Woo!
Damn, homie, I'm so toe. And I don't think I'm ever gonna smoke no more. And I don't think I'm ever gonna drink no more. If bartender, you can give me one more. Damn, homie, I'm so toe. And I
Oh, what a dream of a transition.
and I don't think I'm ever gonna drink no more. If bartender, you can give me one more. Damn, homie, I'm so toe. And I don't think I'm ever gonna smoke no more. And I don't think I'm ever gonna drink.
He's naturally an up and down type of mover.
That's awesome!
That was such a great horse.
I love that, yeah. But now I got to admit, I'm kind of bummed that I missed Chaz Bono on Dancing with the Stars. You know, I didn't realize this season was going to be so good.
What are you talking? That has nothing to do with.
Well, look, if she could turn into a dude, she could turn into a horse. Let's not get in the way of her dreams, Candace Bailey. You don't judge something like that. You just throw a saddle on it, ride it out. And now for some important sports news. You see, professional hooper ballers are still locked out, mainly because unions make companies sad.
Whatever. Al Harrington's keeping busy.
Ho, ho, ho. Dear Santa, can you bring me new parents for Christmas? Thanks for writing, Kevin. No, sorry, I can't do that. I also won't cure diseases or let you talk to your dead grandpa. But if you want a new baby brother or sister, I might be able to help. I got the fever. Beaver fever. Beaver fever. Get a job, Shaquille.
How many DVDs is too many DVDs? Well, the answer doesn't exist because DVDs are awesome. Welcome back, Chris Gore!
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. What do we have first?
Oh, first we have Super 8.
Super 8. You know, I thought the film was all right. I thought that the film thought that it was a better film than it was.
Well, if you like monsters, this is definitely for you. But a lot of people have unfairly compared this movie to E.T. But one thing I should point out, E.T. was in the movie. And the creature in this you don't really see until the very end.
No, at all.
But it's like an ode to a classic old, 80s blockbuster movie, and I like that.
No, I liked it. I definitely liked it. I just think that it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be because everybody was talking so great about it.
Don't believe the hype. But I actually really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
Any good special features?
Some great special features. There's a bunch of behind the scenes, but what's cool is these kids are all non-actors and how they really rose to the occasion. What's cool is on the commentary, J.J. Abrams texts and emails Steven Spielberg and asks him, "Why don't you do commentary?" And then they're doing magic tricks and whatnot. J.J. Abrams, he's just, I think, I can't wait for the next Star Trek. But I think he did a great job with this, and I'm a fan.
Cool. That's cool.
I'm sorry I didn't like it, but
no, it's not that I didn't like it. I did like it. I just thought it was going to be better than it was. That's all.
Okay.
I would still give it a rent though if I were rating it.
All right.
But what would you give it?
I'm giving it a buy.
I'll take it, Chris. I'll take it. All right. What's our next DVD?
Next DVD is Conan the Barbarian.
All right. Now, when people think of Conan, they always think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But does this reboot do anything to change that?
It really makes you miss Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It does. It's bad.
His subtle, sort of somnambulic performance, as I'm falling asleep right now, having just gotten back from New Zealand. I'm really out of it today, folks.
You just got back from New Zealand? No,
Yes,
I didn't notice until you pointed it out.
But let's talk about Conan, because that's why I'm here. Some of the action scenes in this stuff are fun. There's but the acting is so bad. I just kept getting distracted
by
how horrible the acting was. Even the extras just sort of, it just didn't all come together.
He is hot, though.
Yeah.
He's
there you
hot,
go.
y'all. He's hot.
Yeah, there's some man on money action there, just for you.
All right, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line for me, pass. But I like the original. The original with Schwarzenegger is great.
So that we should go back and watch.
A score by Basil Polydoros.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what else do you have to check out?
Also, The Devil's Double.
Okay, this film is about one of Saddam Hussein's sons.
Yes, Uday Hussein, who basically was insane. This is a guy, when you heard stories about him in the news, he would snatch little girls off the street. He would just shoot and gut people who pissed him off. He would torture people who did not perform so well in the Olympics. so I think I'm going to have to electrocute you just for fun. He got a double because the Iraqi people hated him so much they wanted to kill him.
I can imagine.
And Dominic Cooper plays both parts. It's unbelievable. This is the guy who played Tony Stark's dad in Captain America. He's amazing in this. He goes through a transformation, but it's so tense and scary. It's kind of like, the only thing I could compare it to is Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Oh, wow.
That's how chilling it is, because you're sitting here, this guy could just go off and kill someone at any moment. It's creepy, and what's amazing is this is all historical. I mean, they took some license with some parts of the story towards the end, but it's a fantastic movie. I watched it 3 times.
3 times?
Really enjoyed it.
So it's definitely worth checking out.
Oh, absolutely.
What is it?
Yeah.
What are you rating it?
It's definitely a buy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now
A must-see, too.
We've got time for a quick pick.
Yes.
What's it going to be?
How about a double quick pick? I've got 2 documentaries here. One called Superheroes, about real-life superheroos. Another documentary called Hot Coffee, about the truth behind frivolous lawsuits. 2 great documentaries to check out.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome stuff. Great.
For more Gar Follow
I woke up at the end.
Chris Gore.
You did it.
Let's go over to Kevin.
You did it. Strong start, strong finish, Chris Gore.
Thank you.
You bookended it with awesome. Still ahead, find out how Congress is trying to control the interwebs. In the Loop, and later, Hannah Simone is here live. She's the hot girl on New Girl. So I'll talk to her.
What happens next?
Oh, hey, look, it's hipsters on longboards. Sweet.
What happens next? Does gentleman number 1 fall on his face? Does gentleman number deuce take a tumble? Or is it gentleman number 3 who gets a face full of pavement? Either way, we win. Find out when we return.
All right, what do you think? You squint really hard, I look just like Mila Jovovich. Huh? We did it!
What happens next?
Oh, hey, look, it's hipsters on longboards. Sweet.
What happens next? Does gentleman number 1 fall on his face? Does gentleman number deuce take a tumble? Or is it gentleman number 3 who gets a face full of pavement? Oh, that guy's gonna have horrific facial scars long before anyone else. He's so cool.
All the news you need to know.
Feed.
It's Tuesday, November 15th, and here are your top stories. Shield your eyes! Facebook is being taken over by porn and gore. Over the course of the past 24 hours, accounts have been increasingly hijacked by an exploit that's turning their newsfeed into a non-stop stream of extremely graphic, hardcore porn and gore, including photoshopped pictures of Bieber in some very compromising positions. There are unconfirmed reports that it's the Fox virus from Anonymous, which posts malicious bait links and gains access to user accounts. So you should probably avoid clicking anything from old high school friends telling you to check out these pics, bruh. If you know what the TARDIS or a Dalek is, then you will be very excited to hear that Doctor Who is headed to the big screen. Variety had a word with David Yates, who directed 4 Harry Potter films, and he said that he's working with the BBC to develop a feature-length film based on TV's longest-running sci-fi series. Yates said Matt Smith, who currently plays the humanoid time-traveling Doctor, won't be involved because he plans to, quote, start from scratch. The project is still in the very early development stages, so if you're eager to hop in a police box and alter the course of history, you'll have to wait a few years. Crop circles, they're nothing new. But some Google Maps images have recently revealed odd formations in the middle of the Gobi Desert in China. The different formations were spotted in a region that China's known to use for its military, space, and nuclear programs. Experts say the formations look like test ranges for ballistic missiles, while some conspiracy theorists say they look like extraterrestrial messaging, or even a mock Washington, D.C. for military exercises. But party poopers across the web have said that Google Maps might have just been hacked and it's all a hoax. Whatever. I want to believe. Do you like it?
Yes.
Thank you. Was that an 11?
That was something.
It was something. Okay, I'll take it. Elsewhere in China, an entrepreneur has unveiled the world's most expensive tea. and it is made from panda poop. He says that due to the cuddly bear's unique digestive system, their feces are rich in fiber and nutrients, and the tea will have many of the same antioxidant properties as green tea. Why not just drink green tea? In describing the $80,000 per kilo brew, he said it has a mature, nutty taste and a very distinctive aroma while it's brewing. Yeah, my poo has a distinctive aroma too, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be making tea out of it, okay? I know. I'm Candace Bailey, and you've just been fed. Now let's go to Kevin.
You haven't lived. You haven't lived until you've upper deckered a Keurig. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of clogging the tubes, only 13% of Americans approve of the job that Congress is doing. Not unrelated, here comes SOPA. Tomorrow, Congress could create the Great American Firewall, blacklisting sites like the Pirate Bay and even threatening the future of streaming services like YouTube. SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, was introduced to help the entertainment industry combat copyright infringement estimated to cost companies $200 billion a year. But critics claim it goes too far, creating blacklists of possible offenders, censoring search engine results, and crippling the Digital Millennium Copyright Act that protects sites that are streaming copyrighted materials. Will Hollywood succeed in its latest assault against internet piracy? Or will SOPA backfire, harming innocent sites and censoring large chunks of the internet for everyone in the United States? Get ready to call your congressman. It's The Loop. All right, joining me from San Francisco to help us make sense of it all, Chief Political Correspondent for CNET, Declan McCullough, joins us again. Declan, I'm glad to have you here. We've been waiting to cover this topic for a while, and the SOPA hearings begin tomorrow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but with this legislation, if it goes through as planned, what I'm hearing is that giant chunks of the internet could literally be shut down or blacklisted if somebody files a complaint.
That's the worst case scenario. What it does is it says that the Justice Department and copyright holders, which basically means Hollywood and maybe Microsoft and so on, have the power to make websites vanish. If the website is suspected of piracy-related activities, it can be virtually taken off the internet. Search engines won't show it, payment services won't give any money to it, and it'll even be blocked from DNS, the domain name system. And so it really will vanish from the internet.
I mean, so that sounds obviously pretty drastic. So I'm imagining to actually enact change like that, it's not just a flick of the wrist or the sending of an email. There must be a huge panel and a long, arduous process that the person filing that copyright claim would have to go through in order to shut down a site, right?
Well, let's first talk about the actual process through which the Congress has to enact this. I mean, it's still in the hearing stage. It hasn't gone to a floor vote, hasn't gone to a conference committee, hasn't gone to the president for signature. But once it's enacted, assuming it's enacted, then it's actually a pretty quick process. First, the copyright holder complains to the Department of Justice. Second, prosecutors go to a judge and say, hey, let's take this website off the internet. Third, judge makes it happen. And so it could actually happen within a few hours.
But I didn't hear the inclusion of the website itself in that process. Let's say, just a few years ago, YouTube was pretty much, it was the spot to go for copyrighted content. And Google's done a lot to search for that copyrighted content, to filter it and keep it off. But if this legislation existed 4, 5, 6 years ago, would YouTube have stood a chance in fighting back?
No, YouTube would have been probably blocked from the internet. It really is that severe. And you put your finger on it because the U.S. legal system is an adversarial system. Party A gets its say and Party B gets its say. Then they basically argue and present evidence and call witnesses.
Right. And whoever has the most money wins.
Forth.
I get it. But
right. It's whoever has the best lawyers. But in this case, the other side doesn't have any lawyers at all. And so it's not an adversarial process. It's what lawyers call an ex parte process. And that means that only the copyright holder's side is told. The judge doesn't know if there's any exaggeration going on. Maybe they got the name wrong. Maybe it's not the piracy website, it's the privacy website. And so you can imagine things going wrong. And without the adversarial process, more things that will go wrong than otherwise.
And you mentioned that search engines might have to filter out the results if a site is blacklisted. Is that that going to lead to a fractionalized or regionalized internet, where the internet experience in the U.S. is drastically different than the one in Australia or France?
You know, that concern, I think, is overstated. If you go to google.co.uk, you're going to get a lot of different results. Even inside the U.S., wherever you are, Google's going to deliver different results. If you search for adventure travel in the Palo Alto, San Francisco, you're going to get local government websites with adventure travel. Do those searches elsewhere, you're not going to see them. So Google's already doing this. Other search engines are doing this. That's not that big of a deal. But it will lead to some sort of balkanization of the internet. I think your phrase "great firewall" was not far off the mark.
Well, who's arguing on behalf of those internet users? Because everywhere I go, I see petitions and folks on Reddit that are steaming mad, and rightfully so, over this legislation. Who is actually arguing on our behalf?
Well, only today did the actual groups sort of get off their ass and start saying, here's what we think. I think they were probably holding their fire before the hearing tomorrow. But it's
real
Google,
quick, Declan, who are those
Yahoo.
groups? Okay, Google, Yahoo.
It's Google, Yahoo, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, eBay, AOL. They sent a letter to Congress today. Groups like the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the Americans for Tax Reform on the conservative side, the ACLU, the Consumers Union, they've been fighting this as well. And so law professors, those letters are coming out only in the last few hours. It's finally happening.
And a year, 5 years from now, Declan, if this goes through the process, are we going to see drastic abuses like we have with DMCAs or even the Patriot Act, which was supposed to be about anti-terrorism, yet 60% of the invocations have been for drug offenses? Do you worry that there could be a potential for abuse with a bill like this?
Right. I mean, let's say you have a used textbook swap site, perfectly legal. Maybe the content owners, the copyright holders, think that it's illegal, and so then they go ahead and do this takedown, and it just disappears from the internet. And it's like the income tax. Back when it was enacted 100 years ago, it was supposed to apply to 1% of Americans. Now it applies to, you get the idea.
Right.
When you give the government this kind of power, governments tend to increase in power. They generally don't relinquish it. It just gets worse, abuses happen, and then maybe in 5 or 10 years you have a correction.
All right, well, Declan, we appreciate you helping raise awareness. We'll certainly follow it very closely, as we know you will, and we hope you come back and keep us in the loop at a later date. Declan McCullough from CNET, thank you again for joining us, sir. Right now, we're going to head on over to Candace Bailey.
Hey, hippies! Chuck some patchouli and enjoy this green tech in honor of Green Week.
I love the smell of green technology in the air. Wind power is becoming more sophisticated as the demand for renewable energy increases. And although some think it can be an eyesore, others see art. Exhibit A, the Windstalk. This concept by Atelier DNA was created for the Land Art Generator Competition, a contest in which renewable energy art pieces were designed for small, carless areas outside of Abu Dhabi. These windstalks would capture kinetic energy similar to a wheat field swaying in the breeze. 1,200 carbon fiber stalks, 55 meters high, are anchored to the ground. The very tops of these poles are lit up by LED lamps, and they glow brighter the harder the wind blows. Within each concrete base, there is a torque generator that can convert the kinetic energy into electricity. While the windstalk is still in its concept phase, it is exciting to think what will come next. Like, what if there were fans made out of solar panels attached to the tops? Huh? That's pretty genius, if I do say so myself. So wind might be a great source of clean and renewable energy, but it can't power a car. Yet. But you know what can? Natural gas. Yeah, Honda just rolled out its new 2012 Civic that is powered by the gaseous fossil fuel. The natural gas-powered Civic comes fully equipped with all the bells and whistles, like a navigational system and a hands-free Bluetooth link. But the real kicker is at the pump, where you'll spend about 30% less each time you gas up. Your 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine will also get you the equivalent of 38 miles per gallon on the highway. Aside from its fuel efficiency, low emissions, and a lack of dependence on the always volatile oil industry, the car comes with a decal allowing for single occupancy in the carpool lane. Yes! No more toting my blow-up doll as a decoy. The new Honda Civic Natural Gas is available now and is priced at $26,000. I know, it's all interesting, but what can I do in my daily life to help the environment? Well, for one, you can keep an eye out for the O-Power Facebook app. Early next year, with the support of participating utility companies, you'll be able to import your usage data to the application. You can then compare your energy use to your social network of eco-conscious friends. You can also track your electricity consumption against a national average of similar homes and share energy-saving tips. This app is designed to inspire its users to reduce the electricity they use. You can save money and brag to your buddies that you hug trees harder than any of them. Go to facebook.com/HeyIt'sOPower to sign up. You don't have to do a lot, especially with all this green technology.
And don't forget to G-Cycle. G4's plan to reduce e-waste. Visit gcycle.org to find local places to ditch your old electronics. Nice job back there, Kev. Oh, he's really watering that. Stay tuned. Hannah Simone's here live. What happened?
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. 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 You lose.
Listen, thank you. I appreciate the applause and the adoration, but being a model is not easy, believe me. No.
Anyone who tells you the future of gravy is nitrogen-based is cooking with blinders on, CC. Are you... Did you wash your hands?
I'll wash them after.
Okay, no, see, can you just stop? Because now the entire bowl of walnuts is compromised.
Well, you're really sanitary. Do you wash your hands 10 times a day?
Okay. Look, don't worry, Cece. If I need to, I can get my hands dirty. I got dirty all over.
Would you eat this filthy walnut?
Yeah, I'd eat that. Yeah.
Okay, open your mouth.
No,
Open your mouth, Schmidt.
No! Beautiful savage.
Let's chat about that. Hey, please welcome to the studio, Hannah Simone, everybody. We're in mid-music conversation, which we'll get to, but we are contractually obligated to talk about New Girl, so let us do that. Your character, Cece, in the latest episode, she's described as someone who, after a couple shots, a couple drinks, very loose, no inhibitions, very flirty, blackout kind of memory, very dancey. Does this at all relate to you? I'm just trying to figure out how you would get after 14 Jaeger shots or so. You know.
Well, thankfully, I have experience I can pull on to answer your question.
Okay.
If you try to make a move on me while I'm drinking, you're going to end up 6 feet under.
No!
Yeah. Sorry.
Under what? Let's be more specific.
Sorry. The ground.
Oh, okay, that's a bad place. That is a bad place.
Yeah.
What, do you get, like, fiery and feisty? Like, stab somebody with a pool
I
cue?
have, like, Italian blood in me. I can get a little feisty. And I find, as the night goes on, you start drinking, everyone starts drinking more, guys get a little more like, yeah, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to try and you're like, no, buddy, you better back up. I'm gonna murder you.
What are they saying this out loud at the bar, like within earshot of you? Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some of that right now.
I've heard.
Watch these moves.
I've heard. Yeah, people vocalize, I think, a little more when they're drinking.
Yeah,
I've heard some weird stuff.
Like, please indulge.
I've heard that.
Literally,
I've heard people being like, yeah, come on, you want it. And I'm like, where are you from? And take a lozenge. Like, their voice sounds crazy.
Is that contagious?
Yeah, no, please back up.
Stop going to sawdust bars in Wichita Falls, Texas, because that's what it sounds like you're doing.
Exactly.
I love you on New Girl. I think you're great. I like the character, and I heard you had to beat out several Amazonian models to get the role.
The Glamazons, gorgeous girls. Yeah, they were up for the role. It was a weird thing. I was down in Chile shooting a digital series called H+.
Yeah, awesome series. Very serious and
really cool. Yeah, with Bryan Singer. It was super, super cool. But I'm like this barefoot, poor, pregnant Indian girl. I mean, talking like this with a baby, like it's a very dramatic thing. Yeah. I get the call, like, Zooey Deschanel wants you to come and do the chemistry test to be like a best friend supermodel. And I'm like, in the dust in Santiago with like a pregnancy belly. I'm like, really? Okay. Literally after the last shot, 14 hours straight, land in Los Angeles, go straight in, and the room is full of other, women that are up for the role, and they're stunning and gorgeous and
you're still
poised.
shoeless, wearing the fake pregnancy belly, which was a bold choice.
Oh my God!
A very bold
so
choice.
I walk in, and Zoe was so amazing, and we did the read. But I thought there is no chance. Like I look like a crazed woman, and I guess that's what she likes.
There we go.
Because it worked.
We learned a lot about Zoe and her fetishes now. I want you poor and pregnant.
Yeah.
And shoeless. What about the turkey days coming up? Do you have any exciting plans?
Well, so Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. I think most people love Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Lots of food. I've already had one Thanksgiving this year because I'm Canadian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is
no.
that?
No. I'm going to have 2 turkeys this year. I'm sorry for you. Just with your one poor little
what is
turkey.
No, really, what is a Canadian Thanksgiving?
Exactly the
It
same.
sounds like an Urban Dictionary term. Like, the guy at the bar would say, like, yeah, she's going to get a Canadian Thanksgiving tonight. You know?
And then he's dead. Invite me for Canadian Thanksgiving. See where you end up. No, it's we just celebrate a month. It's the same thing. We just do it a month earlier. There is really no difference. I do not understand, and no one's been able to explain to me why we have it on a different date than
Well,
you
it's
guys.
just because the further you guys can separate yourself from this country, the better. Let's be honest.
That's actually quite true.
That's okay. We're desperately out of time, but I want to know, like, okay, it sounds like I can't approach you in any way, shape, or form. And I mean the metaphorical me, because I would never stand a shot, period. But what is the way to the heart? Is it a pickup line? Is it a sonnet? How do we...
A sonnet? Do you have any sonnets on hand right now?
I can Google one if that's what it's going to take. I mean, I got 3G. I will fast track to that heart.
That's so romantic in today's world. I can Google you a sonnet, baby.
I will.
Give me a
I will
minute.
tweet you some poetry that you've never seen before. Hashtag romance.
That's not going to happen. Like
What's the...
that.
I'm trying to...
I don't know. I've only like.
I mean, this isn't working right now. This desperate plea for any.
You have to bring me onto your TV show and ask me openly.
This
That's
has
the way to my
all
heart.
been one giant ploy, by the way, for this moment. So I got non-refundable tickets to Wichita Falls. If you ever want to grab a drink we'll make it happen.
Let's go, Jaeger. Let's do it.
I'm a huge fan. Again, I think you're fantastic, and it was a pleasure chatting with you. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for not destroying me. Hannah Simone, everybody. You guys can catch New Girl tonight on Fox. Watch it. It's the funny. But now, over to Candace Bailey.
The men at Bomb Patrol Afghanistan have the most dangerous job in the world.
There's reports of ticks going on in the area. That's troops in combat, so people are getting shot at.
If I do not have this route open, then all forces to the west are cut off.
Hey, I think I got a wire.
Tell those dudes to get the away.
If somebody gets blown up, it's on him, not me. I'm not taking the blame.
Don't miss an all-new Bomb Patrol Afghanistan tonight at 10.
Check out G4TV.com/Bomb Patrol for more info and to get exclusive Get Glue stickers, because the kids love getting the glue.
Epic giveaways aren't just for Epictober anymore. Wish you could use some of the same technology as the boys in Bomb Patrol?
Yes.
Well, if clean floors are your thing, you can!
Yay!
Because we're giving away 3 Roomba 760 vacuum bots from iRobot. I'm actually jealous about this. They make those bomb-sniffing robots, so trust us, they know how to make something that cleans a floor.
Okay, there's probably a correlation
Look at
there,
that.
yes. To enter, look at it go, it's so happy. To enter, visit G4TV.com/epic giveaway. Get your entry in between now and Wednesday, November 16th by 3 p.m. Eastern. We will announce the winners on tomorrow's show, but you stick around. We've got awesome apps and more wholesome fun right after this.
The best way to do that. What am I reading right now? So ridiculous.
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Transformers and Fast and Furious star Tyrese will be here to sex us up with his new #1 album, Open Invitation. Then Allison Hayslip hits the beach with surf legends Rob Machado and Kelly Slater. And Adam Sessler is here with a double dose of games, Assassin's Creed Revelations, and Saints Row the Third. See it tomorrow.
Whatever's wrong with your life, phone games will make you feel better while things get worse.
Here's apps.
Can't get enough modern warfare in your daily diet? Well, now you can feed your trigger-happy urges anywhere thanks to Gameloft's Modern Combat 3 Fallen Nation. In this action-packed first-person shooter, you're defending America from a hostile KPR takeover through 13 explosive missions that take you all over the world. Running and shooting controls are fairly intuitive, featuring a scope for accurate shots, a sprint button, and a crouch to avoid enemy fire. You can even customize your button placement and look sensitivity for ultimate control. Compete online in multiplayer matches with up to 11 other players across 6 unique maps and 7 different game modes like Free-for-All and Team Deathmatch. Similar to its inspiration, killing and completing objectives grants experience that unlocks stronger weapons and attachments the more you play online. Satisfy your thirst for blood with Modern Combat 3 for $6.99 on your iOS device. But if you find yourself in a less bloodthirsty mood, then Bike Baron is for you. In this quirky stunt game, you control a motorcycle-bound daredevil that's trying to get from point A to point B without crashing along the way. Send the Baron hurtling down the track by tapping the cleverly named Go button. Use the arrow keys to lean forward or backward in order to stick the perfect landing. Each level comes with 3 challenges requiring you to do things like complete a certain amount of backflips or collect all of the coins along the track. As you progress, the game throws tougher and tougher obstacles your way, from giant loop-de-loops to exploding barrels of gas that send you flying. One of the game's greatest features is a level editor that allows users to create custom levels and share them on thebikebaron.com. If you've got the need for speed, then fire up Bike Baron for only 99 cents in the iTunes App Store. And finally, if you'd prefer a little more magic on your iDevice, then check out Monster Burner. You're playing as a wizard who's defending his castle from invading monsters with fire. Send fireballs zipping across the screen with a swipe of your finger. Tap and hold to charge up a larger fireball that lasts longer, but watch out as each spell uses precious mana that takes time to refill. You'll learn early on that the more monsters you can burn with a single fireball, the better. Kill combos cause them to drop things like extra mana potions and coins for the store. With every new world, more enemies appear, from water monsters that stop your fireballs to pretty princesses that take away a heart when hit. Between levels, spend your hard-earned coins in the store on more powerful spells like a giant flame wall or exploding fireballs. So if you love the smell of roasted goblins in the morning, then pick up Monster Burner for only $3 on the iPad. Go ahead, dive right on into this grab bag full of bullet-spraying, loop-de-looping, monster-scorching gaming apps.
How about those apps, guys, huh? Great apps.
I want to play the motorcycle game.
Great apps. You should.
I think I will.
Many, many thanks to Declan McCullough, Hannah Simone, Chris Gore, Feel Better, Sarah Underwood.
Yes, feel better, Sarah. We miss you.
Feel Better, Blair Underwood, and Underdog as well. I hope you pull through. Stick around. Cops is going to start right now. What were the odds? What were the odds? Like 1 in 2. Right? There's a 50-50 shot it was going to be Cops.